Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here to react to a new video from Sunkissed Mama. She had some complaints about a rule that her landlord was enforcing. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so I know it might seem like I'm really focusing on Talia Sunkissed Mama a lot, but it just so happens that there have been some recent videos that I really want to share my opinions on, and you guys seem to like them. So you like it, I love it, we're gonna keep going. And this video says, confronted by our landlord. It was posted 2 days ago. And it says, we broke the rules. Our landlord is upset and we broke our contract. I am heartbroken this happened so soon. So to me, if I am a viewer, whether or not I know anything about her, based on the thumbnail and the title of this video, I'm going to think that something really crazy happened. Specifically because in the thumbnail it says you have 4 days. That's misleading because the thing that she has 4 days for is something that is not serious at all. It should be no big deal. It was in the lease and she chose to not properly review the lease. I don't really think that you have to be a seasoned renter to know that if you're signing a piece of paper, you should read it from top to bottom. If it's an option for you, you should also have an attorney review it for you if you're not familiar with the lingo and exactly what this is, or if you have questions. It's a good idea to never sign anything in a rush and make sure that you read it not once, but twice or 3 times if possible before you put your name on that piece of paper. Because most of the time, if you're breaking an agreement, it can either cost you a lot of money, you could end up being kicked out of your house, you could be in breach of some sort of contract, you could have to repay money, or you could miss out on money. There's a lot of things that can unfold when it comes to putting your name on the dotted line. It's a big deal, and I know that she is young, but let's be honest, she's not that young, and I don't think that she's dumb. I think that she just doesn't care to review things for whatever reason. But we're gonna get to the part of her video. Anytime I see videos like this from these mommy vloggers, I automatically think of their audience. Who is the audience of a mommy vlogger? Axel has had quite enough already. Who's the audience? It's other parents. So many times influencers want to be so relatable and, they're transparent and we show you guys everything, even though then they'll say, oh, you only see 10 or 15 parts of my day. It's constant hypocrisy. But when you're putting this type of content out to other parents who are struggling themselves, and you make this issue that is really a non-issue a bigger deal than it really is, this is how influencers lose their relatability all of the time. I've seen this happening for years. I see it being a repeat issue with a lot of them. The video that I did on her a couple days ago, her mom actually came into my comments section and wanted to tell me about how, she's doing her best to get through trauma, and basically, gave me info that I didn't want to know and I didn't ask for. Put it in my comments section, and you guys can go look at that comment if you want. A lot of us have trauma, and a lot of us have things that we're dealing with every single day, but that doesn't give an excuse or a reason to do a lot of the things that these influencers are doing every single day. If I used my trauma that I'm still healing from as a reason to come online and be an asshole, I would get absolutely canceled for it. So where is that an excuse to be a shit person or do bad things online? It's not. And I'm not going to reserve my commentary for others when I'm here to be fair to everyone. There is nobody that I won't talk about. There is nobody that I will handle with less respect than the other. I'm going to give you guys my opinion, and it is what it is. You guys know what you're signing up for when you subscribe to my channel. I've been doing the same thing for well over a year now, and I don't plan on changing my delivery, my vocabulary, none of those things. You guys are here for it, and I'm just going to be myself. And if you agree, that's fine. If you don't agree, that's fine too. We can talk about it. But either way, I wanted to rant about that for a second because I was very surprised to see an influencer's mom leaving a comment like that on a video that I did that wasn't even rude or anything like that. Kind of weird to me, but let's get into this video.
Thank you. I'm just so frustrated.
The dramatic music, the dramatics, oh my God, what could be happening? Why is she so frustrated? You guys, it's because she can't have a fucking trampoline in her backyard. First of all, it's a huge liability, so I know why a landlord does not want a trampoline in the backyard. You know, if you want to be like Jess Fam so bad, then go buy your own house and then put a trampoline in your backyard. You're renting a house, it's a liability, it's in the lease, it's in the contract. You chose to not review the contract. I do not feel bad for her at all. And the dramatics and the, you know, crazy thumbnail and the confronted by our landlord, we broke the rules, you have 4 days. All of this is just embarrassing and cringeworthy in my opinion.
This is this is the most depressing thing in 2022.
The most depressing thing in 2022, she says. And even if she's being dramatic, don't be dramatic, because that comes off as very, it comes off as very entitled to your subscribers. I can think of 100 things that are way more depressing than having to take a trampoline out of your backyard.
Chris is coming right now, and he should be here any minute, and we're gonna load up his truck and they're gonna take it over to Mimi's. So sad, but at least it's going to a beautiful home and someone's gonna really get the most out of it, and that's the best that we can, that's all that we can ask for.
I'm getting ready. We are gonna go out. Today has been such a day, you guys. So I kind of mentioned to you guys a little bit earlier what's going on, but right before we left, you like this? How do you feel about it? I'm not really feeling it. Okay, I feel like it's only fair to backtrack and let you guys know that we self-sabotaged ourselves. And of course we only want to do what's right. And so I'm kind of glad this came out how it did. The timing though was just horrible. And even more so, we just put up our trampoline. So that was not cute. So that alone made the timing just awful. There's just like little things wrong with our house. It's older and it is falling apart, and I just want to stay on top of it, and I just want to let my landlord know that when things are going on, as soon as they start going on, I just wanted to be legit and be honest with them about things that are happening around here. So our fence,
get to the point. What is the point of saying how you want to stay on top of things and your house is older? If you want to sit and complain about things being older and the fact that you can't have a trampoline, then go buy a house. You're supposed to be successful enough that you moved from Hawaii to be closer to Jess Fam. Now you're living in the States. Go buy a house. If you want things the way that you want them, go buy a house. I hate when people, you know, they're renting a house, and I get it. Like, you know, renting a house can be frustrating, but this complaint about the trampoline is so it should just be a non-issue. If they would have read their lease and been responsible tenants, then this situation would have never unfolded. So I don't feel bad, and I don't feel bad about her complaining that it's an older house. Do you know how many of her subscribers probably have issues keeping a roof over their own heads right now? And we're sitting here listening to a influencer complain about not being able to have a trampoline. Who is watching this and actually feeling bad for people like her?
Was going down on one side of our wall. I let my landlord know immediately. I sent a picture and I let them know, and they were so on top of it. They asked if they could send someone out to look at it. I said, of course. And I let them in, I let the people in. And then a few days later, I got an email from my landlord letting me know that we had broken the rules. In our lease, it stated that there was no trampolines allowed. They highlighted where it had said that. Mind you, it's a 40-page lease, and it was in the bottom of like the last thickest paragraph. It was 4 days at the time to remove the trampoline. And
imagine complaining about the lease being 40 pages and you being too lazy. She's admitting right now that she was too lazy to read her lease. If I'm going to be residing in someone else's home and paying them a fee every month for that home, I'm going to want to know all of their rules, top to bottom, A to Z, 1 to 1,000. No doubt. I don't care if I have to, you have to maybe not vlog for a day so that you can read your lease. And not only would I have read it, like I said, these influencers want to say how they're doing well enough to, stay home and make vlogs for a full-time living. Hire an attorney temporarily to have someone who is seasoned and a professional to review your lease for you. I've inquired myself with attorneys to review documents that I've had, just random things that I want a second set of eyes on, and it's extremely helpful. It can cost a little bit of money, but it's always worth it because someone who is seasoned in law will know what to bring to your attention. They'll say, you should pay attention to this paragraph. It says this is what it actually means for you. And it can be really helpful. So, and if you're not going to do that, or you don't have the funds to do that, that's fine. But that's when it falls on your plate to make sure that you review it. I don't care if it's 80 pages. Take the time. You're living in someone else's home. If you're going to live in someone else's home, then it's up to you to know all of their rules and know them thoroughly and be up to following those rules. Her complaining about this really reminds me a lot of when Jess Fam complained about the HOA. She had some sort of issue. I only vaguely remember it, so I'm not going to reiterate it because I don't know for sure. But she had some kind of issue with her HOA and she ranted and raved about it. And it's like, if you're going to live in a neighborhood that is under management of an HOA, then they're going to have really silly rules sometimes. And it's up to you as the homeowner and a resident of that community to know what you're getting yourself into.
And pictures of proof, or we would be in trouble pretty much. So when I received that email, I was just so hard.
4 days to take down a trampoline is plenty of time. I mean, she acts like they gave her 4 days to, move out of the house. And that's the thing with the clickbaity thumbnail. It just really irked me because when I saw that thumbnail, I was like, oh crap, did they fuck up their lease and now they have to move out of the house and they have 4 days? It's 4 days to remove a trampoline. Get over it.
Broken, and not only did the kids just get it for Christmas, we were about to leave to the Bahamas. And the last thing I had time was to take down a full trampoline that took us all day to set up.
Oh, we're going to the Bahamas and we don't have time to take down a trampoline. This is what I say when I talk about the problems that influencers have. Most people would give their right arm to be able to have these problems. Oh, we have 4 days to take down a trampoline and we're getting ready to go on vacation to the Bahamas. Do you know most of her subscribers probably haven't been on a vacation in Many of them, I guarantee you, 5 years minimum. Some of them maybe 10, 15, more. These little vlogs that these influencers do with these stupid complaints, if I was a subscriber of hers and I saw this video, I'd probably check out of her channel. Just saying. I just think it comes off as very entitled, and this is completely unrelatable. This is a great exhibit A of what being an unrelatable YouTuber is.
So I emailed them back and I pretty much said just that. I was like, we had no idea. Is there anything we could sign that said we would never blame you guys for anything if we got injured? Because that was my understanding of why we couldn't even have it up in the first place. If not, there's nothing that we could possibly do. Can we please take it down in 8 days instead of 4, because we are leaving on a trip and we will not be there. And then also my dad and my sister.
Imagine thinking that you are important enough to be an exception to the rule. Influencers do this a lot, thinking that they are more important than someone else that might be in this position. What, because you're going to the Bahamas? You want more time? Get over yourselves.
And my nephew were coming, so I wanted them to have something to jump in, you know? Like it was so frustrating. I was so sad, you guys. And they responded with, absolutely not. You guys already broke the rules and it needs to be gone in 4 days. It even said something like, sorry about the kiddos.
I'm actually really glad that they kind of stuck to their guns and said absolutely not, because if they would have bent the rules for that, then there would be something else in the future that comes up and they want the rules bent for that as well. So, you know, usually landlords, if they put it in the lease, it's there for a reason. And what? Because you're a YouTuber, you're an influencer who's going on a vacation, so you think that something should be an accommodation for you? It should be an accommodation because your kids have fun in the trampoline. Take them to a trampoline park. Take them over to your best friend Jess Fam's house.
But absolutely not. 2 days later, my dad and sister came in. I let them jump that one day and we took it down later that night. So that's kind of what happened with that. It ended up working out because I was so frustrated, and I called Jessica and I told her how frustrated I was. And she said, oh my God, her mom has a mountain house. She was like,
she inserts Jess Fam into every video, I feel like. Anytime that she has an opportunity to mention how she's friends with Jess Fam, she will throw it into the video. It's, I don't know, she gives me a very sort of creepy vibe when it comes to how she tries to imitate Jess Fam and the things that she'll do to try to like publicize their friendship. It's very weird to me. I don't know.
My mom has been looking for a trampoline, and I wasn't going to sell this trampoline, and I had nothing to do with it. It was perfect. It was meant to be there. If there was anyone in this whole world I would want to take it, it would be her. So we're switching gears. We actually have a busy night tonight, an exciting night, one to say the least. We are going to do, this is zoomed in too close. We are going to do an adventure challenge. We got offered a sponsorship. This is for TikTok, so I don't need to like film it here, but it looks so fun. And this is like one of the reasons why I love doing what I do. We get opportunities that I feel like you would never get in a lifetime. So we're gonna do that, and then later we are going to the rink. So when my sister and my dad were here, they took the kids roller skating, and I told Jessica about it, and it was just her son Landon's.
So anyway, that's the end of the video where she talks about the trampoline. I want to look at some of the comments. Someone said, of course, they would have a rule against it. They don't want someone getting hurt on their property and being sued. Exactly. It's a liability. Reading is fundamental. It's very common for rental properties to not allow trampolines. Sucks, I know. Above ground pools as well. You broke the lease. It's on you for not reading it. Read carefully before you sign anything. Time to grow up and read contracts. the most depressing thing in 2022. You are one pathetic little girl. Open a TV. Why don't you and see what depressing is? You are total loser. Yikes. So anyway, obviously it's a liability, and obviously it was in the lease for a reason. I don't really think that there's a lesson to take away from this, because I think that most people that are, you know, adults know to read things before you sign them. But obviously she ignored the memo or didn't care for the memo, and wants to say that this is the saddest thing and it's so depressing, and it interfered with their timeline because they were going to the Bahamas, and it just comes off as very dumb and privileged, in my opinion. And I cannot imagine watching someone like her and feeling like I can even remotely relate to anything to do with a lot of these lifestyles that they live. And I know that some people don't watch YouTubers to necessarily relate with them, but I always feel like my time is better spent when I can relate to a lot of what someone talks about, or what they're going through, or what they share, because I just feel a, you know, more genuine connection with how I'm spending my time. But that's just me. So either way, tell me what you guys think about all this. So for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.